REMARKETER. Empowering Realtors.
Good morning. Thank you very much for joining me today. So we have quite an exciting session today, following our announcement yesterday that we have started integrating one of the most talked about technologies of 2022 and 2023, basically, which is Chat GPT. And I want to talk about that platform. I want to show you how remarketers has started using it and how we look forward to apply that into the platform further and further in order for you to be able to utilize this super important phenomenon, revolutionizing technology that's taken the world by storm over the past few months. So unless you've been living under a rock, everybody these days have heard about Chat GPT and what it's doing, and all the controversy that's building up around the fact that AI is moving really, really fast. So according to a lot of analysts out there, this is it. We have entered the era of AI, and the technology is pretty much improving as well. So the more advanced AI technologies become, the faster we can improve all technologies, including AI itself as well. And therefore we are on an exponential run in approaching a whole new world very soon. Things are changing really, really rapidly. So if the politicians had a hard time just about a couple of years ago understanding what Facebook does and understanding how Google advertising works and understanding what social media platforms would be and how they pose threats and how they posed opportunities in the world, and how fast and advanced those technologies were. It's really difficult to imagine how they will even begin to understand the advancements in AI technology, because it's so fast, so rapid, and so huge that we really definitely need to change our point of view in the world so rapidly in order to be able to cope with all the changes. So, I mean, to give you some points of comparison, it took Netflix, which was a breakthrough of its own when it came out, about 3.5 years to be able to acquire 1 million users. And that was a big, huge explosion at the time when Netflix came out, and everybody was talking about Netflix and how it grew really fast, and all the opportunities that came with it, etc. And then social media took ground, and we had several different platforms come and go until Instagram came into play, and Instagram broke all the records out there. So Instagram took about 2.5 months to reach 1 million downloads. So that was groundbreaking at the time. So Instagram was, the biggest growing and fastest growing social media platform, any platform out there in terms of user base, and was able to acquire 1 million downloads in 2.5 months. ChatGPT acquired 1 million users in 5 days. So that's how fast this technology was able to spread around the world. It's crazy. 5 days, 1 million users. and that is huge. Now, in order to give you um, uh, the um, the feeling of the exponential growth from then on. So after 1 million, that they hit 1 million users in December 2022. In January 2023, just 1 month after that, they grew up to 57 million users. And in February 2023, just 1 month after that, they hit 100 million users. And they've been growing since. It's just exponentially over that. So you can see how crazy this is, how it's spreading like a wildfire, and it's all over the place now. And it's got its pluses and the negative sides to it as well. And everybody it's I mean it's easy to love it, and it's easy to be really really afraid of it. But anyways, our discussion today is how to love this and how to use this uh, this technology, this breakthrough technology to our advantage, and we can certainly do that. It is going to have effects on all industries, and you bet your life, it is definitely going to affect real estate business as well. So. Flow of information is even freer now, and with Chat GPT and technologies similar to this, and probably even more advanced than Chat GPT, that will definitely be coming around very very soon, are definitely going to have an impact on every single industry, including real estate. Is it going to take away part of your job? Absolutely, it will. So it will definitely take away parts of your job, or maybe not taken away, but at least reduce the impact of parts of your what you're doing. It does affect other industries as well, but it also opens up a lot of new opportunities. So whenever a new technology comes into play, so for example, if you some of you might be able to remember many years ago when websites were introduced, and um, people were able to search online to gain information, in comparison to the way it used to be in real estate, where there used to be books realtors had for listings, and you just flip through books and find listings that were listed similar to yellow pages, and be able to provide that information to the clients. And then once after websites came into play, those books and that the hold on the information that the realtors had immediately got released to the public. So yes, some of the functionality of the realtors were diminished, and they were reduced, but instead other things came into play. So this is again, we're standing at a point where our industry is definitely going to be impacted, and we need to understand the technology and be able to utilize the technology, because some of the functions are going to go away. Instead, some other functions are going to come into play. So this is just the beginning of it, and the AI revolution. If it were I don't know, if it were 100 years of evolution, we are at day one right now. So it's just the beginning, and expect much bigger things to come out of this over a very short period of time. So we need to really be on top of the game here. All right, so enough said. I really wanted to talk about this so that you have a proper basis to understand what we're going to be dealing with. And now the exciting part. Let's go ahead and check out and see what we have in store for you. All right, so let me first show you the interface of Chat GPT. Let me just open another tab here. For those of you who may not be familiar with Chat GPT, it's simply a chat interface. You can basically just chat with the platform, and get results from it. It's a language model, Chat GPT. Let me just go ahead and open. The website. It's developed by OpenAI. So OpenAI has been around for many years, and they're basically into development of artificial intelligence platforms, and they have several different groundbreaking platforms that are available today. Most well known is Chat GPT, but they have other platforms here as well. So we've got GPT-4, which is the new version of Chat GPT. We've got Dolly 2, which is a image generating AI, and then we've got some other platforms, from OpenAI as well, and they're rapidly growing. They're definitely on the radar these days. One of the biggest investors into in OpenAI since has been Microsoft, and they're rapidly growing their integrations into their platform. So there are several different AI platforms coming out of Microsoft these days, for example. So I don't know if they have already released this or not. So for example, ChatGPT is going to be integrated into Microsoft's Teams platform, for instance. So that's a big improvement, where you have an automated assistant right there in Teams, taking part in your meetings and taking notes for you in the meetings, and preparing the agenda and all of that. So it's really groundbreaking in terms of how many different applications we can have for a technology like this. It's important for you to also understand that ChatGPT is not Google. It's not meant for search. It's a language model. It's meant for discussions. So basically, you ask for it to prepare content for you, and it will prepare content. But the tiers of content that it can really engage in is it's huge. So it can even code, for example. So if I can say write Python code for a let's say mortgage calculator, right? So basically, it just writes the code for you with all the explanations and everything that needs. So it's not like I can just copy and paste this code and get started. It's very close to the end result, and a little bit of knowledge of coding is going to allow me to just use this to reduce the time that I would spend to prepare this. From, let's say, 2 days or maybe a week, or at least a few days, to a few hours, if not a few minutes. So that's the impact. Is it going to take away some of the jobs that programmers have right now? Some of the tasks are going to go away. But instead, there's going to be more opportunities. So if I can do this in 10 minutes or 1 hour instead of 2 days or 3 days or even a week, that means that I can do much, much, much more. And that's the potential right there. So the thing is that you could, and I will give you some examples in real estate as well with ChatGPT, but this is basically one of the things that, the extent of the things that ChatGPT can do. So what have we done in Remarketer? So the first thing that we thought of when we were thinking about, the ways that we can integrate ChatGPT into Remarketer to help you market better and have a better CRM communication, was to enhance the news and blogs function that we have. So for many years, we've provided you with these weekly news updates, and you have been sharing them on your websites, and you have been sharing them on social media, or even emailing them out to your contacts. And if you remember, if some of you might remember in our previous discussions, my suggestion was always to read the article and provide your thoughts on it, to write a little bit, to give a description. Let me show you what used to be going on. So let's go back in time. So let's go back in several months here, and let's check out one of these. So Canada bans foreign home buyers for 2 years. So that's what was going on back in April 2022. So let's view this. So this is how we used to provide this article to you. So there was a title. Let me just go ahead and edit it just so that you see the whole thing. Edit. All right. So there was a title and then the description. So the description was just a little bit of the article and just a little bit of details right here, right? And the thing is that we needed to read the document here on the actual source. So in this case, it came from Axios, for example. All right. Now, we obviously couldn't take the whole article and include it in that post because it would be copyright infringement. So that's why we needed to just take just a little tiny bit of the article just to get the readers started and then provide the link for further reading. So basically, if the topic interests you, then you would click on this link and go ahead and read it on the source, basically. All right. Now, my suggestion always was this. In order to make this resonate with your audience, I would say that, all right, so if you want to post this, if you want to email this out to your clients, go ahead and take a look at the article, read it, and then change this part here so that at least you have something to say. Put in your own point of view in there and send it out, which is still, my biggest suggestion. Your words is important, and your thoughts are, at the end of the day, what resonates with your clients. But it was hard. It was time consuming, and you just wanted to have content to share. And, most of you would just simply go out there and, if you wanted to share this with your clients, just simply click here, select email, and send it out to your clients. Or if you wanted to share this on social media, for example, you just would go ahead and select this and share it to, let's say, LinkedIn or Twitter, and share it on social media. So, or even if you wanted to use it in a custom newsletter, that was it. So basically, it was just a pointer to a reference. So you were just gathering different articles. So we were just gathering different articles for you and make them available here for you for easy sharing. And it would go through your system, through your email communication, through your website, etc. So at least the articles were being pointed at through your system. So you were using those for your communications, which was good and very effective, much better than not having anything at all, but it wasn't great. So what are we doing now? So we have plugged this module into Chat GPT. And what we're doing now is that we're using Chat GPT to create content for you. So what Chat GPT is doing basically on the back end is that it's reading the article, and then it's creating a brief based on the article and providing that brief for you in your post. So for example, if you want to look at this latest one that was posted here, let's go ahead and edit it. I now have an opening line, which is very different from what is in the article, and a full set of descriptions. So I have 3 paragraphs worth. So it basically is a very shortened version of the article, and it just explains the articles. And we also still have the point to the source of the article. So if you really want to authenticate the content and really go ahead and see all the details with all the pictures, etc., you can go in there. But this basically provides you with a brief on the news article. So now you have the actual content available to you, which wasn't the case before. So this is pretty much groundbreaking. You have content that you have the copyright for through Remarketer. So we generate this, and we obviously make this available for you. You could just simply share this. If you want to read that article, you could just simply read this, and in just 3 quick paragraphs, you have an idea of what the news is going. And obviously, you can then go ahead and go to the actual article and see more details if you wish to read it in more detail. So, so this way, we're in fact giving you some of the content with the well, basically, we're giving you fresh content with Chat GPT in this module, and that goes for all the different resources that we are sharing here. So, so that title is now unique. It's not the same title as the actual article. The synopsis here is also unique. It's not the same as the article. So it's been rewritten by Chat GPT. So now we can do more. We can generate a lot more content because it can be automated, and it can be automated really well. You can see that it's well constructed. It's valid based on the information that's coming from the actual post here. And it also can be brief enough for email communication. So this way, your communication with your clients is now far more superior compared to what it used to be before. So all of these have got content now. So now that you post these on your, so if I go ahead and add this to my lists here, I've got content shared on my website. So if I go to my website, let's go ahead and check out my website. If I go to the news module right here, my blogs are now just more than just one sentence. If we go back to the old ones, let's go back a little while. Let's say this one, for example, here. Not even that was. So this ChatGPT thing, we've been playing with it for a while now. So a lot of your content were already being created with ChatGPT for the past few weeks at least. So we were just, so even these are done with ChatGPT. But if you go way back, you see that it was just, like the one that I showed you, just a one-liner thing and a link and that. But now we're looking at a lot more juice. So if someone really wants to read about this, they can just read this and get the point, get the idea, get all the important points of the article right there, and you have a proper blog working for you. If you want to email this out to your contact, it's not just going to be a one-liner with a link. It is going to have a full thing. So let's go ahead and read it, for instance, here. Sorry, let me go ahead and edit it. Edit. All right. RBC poll reveals cautious approach to Canadian housing market amid uncertainty and optimism. As the Canadian housing market experiences fluctuations, a recent poll by RBC has shed light on the attitudes and concerns of Canadians regarding the state of the market and their prospects of buying a home. And then it goes out to explaining. According to the recent poll by RBC, blah, 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 the poll found that 40% of respondents expect to pay less for a home now than they would have a year ago. Additionally, 25% of respondents are unsure about the current state of the housing market, and 18% are uncertain whether now is a good time to buy a new home. Despite the uncertainty, the poll also found a wave of optimism among first-time home buyers, and overwhelming majority. So you can see that it actually makes sense, and it's really giving you the main points of the article. And 78% think that they will be in a better position to buy a home in the coming years, for instance. So you get the information transferred much easier, and now everything is read on your email, everything is read, the main things at least are read on your website or on your social media without you having to recreate the content, which was seriously the hard part to spend all the time to making the reading and briefing and making the sentences and the grammar correct, and it would take many hours for you to be able to do that on your own, or for us to be able to regenerate that for you for each one of those news articles. So now it's available to you. All right, so this is a big upgrade in our module, and I will tell you right now, this is just the beginning, and we have many ideas, many cool ideas to integrate more and more of this technology and similar AI technologies into Remarketer in order to give you a better landscape for marketing. And now, if you haven't been using this module, you have no excuse not to use it anymore, because you now have real valuable content and information available to you that you could use in your marketing. So that email is now going to make a lot more sense than whatever it used to be before. And it definitely is going to make your life a lot easier in order to, to read the news and share the news. Same thing for your clients as well. So we're going to be doing more here too. But I also want to show you how you can do your own thing here as well. So let's imagine you have uh, basically um, an interesting piece of news that you want to talk about. So I'll show you how you could use Chat GPT to create a little brief for it. It's so simple. So let's go ahead and take an article. Let's say latest real estate news. I'm just Googling that. So let's check out some real estate news. Canadian home sales edge up as new supply say 20 euro. All right, so let's just take this story here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Chat GPT. I'm going to start a chat, and I'm just going to write a very simple prompt. Read this article and write a brief into paragraphs. So what do? I copy the URL. I add it here and press enter. Sorry. Let's create another one. Oh, come on. There. So basically, it reads the article and writes a brief, and it takes your instructions here as well. I'm going to be a little bit more playful with it. So let it do its thing. Sorry. All right, so it actually did its thing right now. So let's do the same thing. Rewrite. This article in one paragraph and in the tone of Shakespeare. See? So now it's changed and it sounds like a writing by William Shakespeare. Here's the tale of yonder Canadian homes for the month of March, Anno Domini 2023. A bounteous increase in sale did not grace this fair land, etc., etc. So you can even be playful with it, and create content that can really be funny and interesting. So let's say if I do my market reports like this every month, and it's going to be interesting to some people, for example. So you can even think outside the box and make it do things for you that otherwise would be ridiculous to spend time and money on. Because it can do it in just 10 seconds for me, just as easy as that. And I'm able to create something so unique and so different that otherwise would be almost impossible for me to achieve. I mean, I'm certainly not a professor of literature to be able to speak like that, let alone convey articles like that. But you can see that Chat GPT made it possible for me, and I'm able to now create content that are really playful. Instead, I can create other things as well. So instead of 2 paragraphs, I'm now going to say 100 characters, and less than 100 characters. So that's extremely difficult to do. You want to take a whole article and make it into 100 characters, right? And this is actually doing that for me. So that's just 100 characters, and it's pretty much just one sentence. So it's giving you the most important things in the article, just like that. So you can really play around with it and see how you can utilize this tool to create content rapidly, quickly, and playfully. Now, let me give you another example. That would be a little bit more related to your profession as well, even though this is an important part of your marketing tasks. Content creation now is at the tip of your fingers, and you could just spend literally minutes to create content that would have otherwise taken days for you to create. But you can even use it in your profession directly. So let me give you an example. One of the things that you deal with as listing agents is to create good descriptions here, right? So it's hard to create a description that speaks to the buyer and includes all the information that we need, right? So there are limitations here as well. So you can't really have all the space that you want in order to describe the property on MLS when you're listing the property. So let's use Chat GPT to recreate the same thing here. So what I need is basically a set of instructions. So let me show you how I have worded that same thing in here. So what I'm doing is here. Now, write a description of a property for sale in less than 600 characters. So let's imagine my max is 600 characters. So according to your board, take a look and see what's the max that you can put in to your MLS description section and use that here. So I'm going to continue with this. Use exciting words that sell. So now I'm telling it to create a content for me in a specific format that would be appealing to buyers. I also want to set scenes that the reader can visualize the house. So these are important things. I want it to sound like, you can really visualize the house right there. And then include the following details. It's a custom built home. Just lay out the details. Excellent layout, close to top schools, over 4,000 square feet, oak hardwood, marble floors, coffered ceiling, interlock and driveway, gorgeous kitchen, master suite and basement with heated floors, bar and basement, cedar roof, etc., etc. So I just include all the details that I wanted to include in the content that it's going to create. And then I'm going to use the latest version here, which is a little bit faster. And then I ask it to create the content for me, right? All right. Now compare this to what you usually see on MLS. Welcome to your dream oasis, a custom-built masterpiece nestled in a prestigious neighborhood, just a stone's throw from top-tier schools. This luxurious 4,000 plus square feet sanctuary boasts a flawless layout with opulent oak hardwood marble floors throughout. Imagine coming home to an awe-inspiring coffered ceiling that adds a touch of elegance to the expansive living space. Park with ease on the interlocked driveway, ready to be captivated by the heart of the home. Stunning gourmet kitchen, complete with blah, blah, blah. Now, it went on to write more than what I had instructed for it to do. It's interesting for you to see this as well. ChatGPT is not always 100% correct, but you can correct it. So now it didn't do this. Just say rewrite in less than 600 characters. Right? And I instruct it again, and it actually does it again. So you might have a few, back and forths with ChatGPT, and then it's going to start, taking your orders and applying it to literature. Basically, that's what a language model is trained to do, and you could really, take it further with that. All right, so it actually did it again. So again, the stunning gourmet kitchen boasts a sub-zero fridge, Wolf cooktop, and Bosch dishwasher. Retreat to a master suite with heated floors and unwind in a basement featuring a swanky bar, cedar roof, central vacuum, front door camera, sprinkle and alarm system, built-in speaker, and chandeliers elevate your living experience. Don't miss this rare opportunity. So now it reads well. It's easy. And I didn't have to spend 2 hours thinking of what would be the right words to use, and it just created it. Now I want to give it even more character. Rewrite less than 600 characters. Let's say use very make it very funny. Let's see what it does. I don't even know what it's going to do. But it's not bad. So it's including laughter and having fun and stuff in the description. So you will get a hang of it. Now, one of the things that you have to master working with ChatGPT is to write proper prompts in order for it to actually take commands properly. So it's not as easy as just writing this. You usually explain to it what it's supposed to do, and then that would really make the outcome more specific. So and more proper. So it's important for you to start playing with it, understanding it, and be able to to prompt it well uh, in order to explain to it what the outcome should be, and then having it produce the outcome for you. All right. So basically, this is another example for you to see how you can apply uh, ChatGPT into your business and that may elevate your business. So it's not all threats. It's definitely a lot of opportunities that now would be at your fingertips. Let me go back to our news and blogs section. So news and blogs right here. If you want to create your news, you can also use ChatGPT to create content and create your own blog posts there as well. So now it's easy. So there's nothing stopping you. You can go ahead and create a lot of content for yourself as well. Very different topics. So if you are, have content accessible to you, our content is generic, and it's designed to apply to all of our clients. But you can be more specific and find content that's very specific about a certain area or a certain neighborhood even, and you can just easily use ChatGPT to create blog posts for you and add them in here. So all you need to do is to click on add new, and then take that content that was created for you and paste it right here. Use a few pictures from Pixabay, and you know that it's integrated into your photo library, and there you go. You have a blog post available to be shared on your website, by email, etc. So now you can really elevate your CRM communication. Awesome. So thank you very much for staying with me. I hope this was interesting for you. I don't see any questions coming in. I hope they're not being uh, let me just refresh to make sure there aren't any questions. All right. Anyway, so if you do have any questions, please send us an email or chat with us through REMARKETER, and we'd be more than happy to answer your questions. I just got one question. Let me just ask this question. So it's from Parivash. Thanks, Parivash, for being with us. So you missed the part that we sign up. Would it possible to show where to sign up? All right. So for ChatGPT, if that's the question, basically you would go to OpenAI's website, OpenAI. So that's openai.com. And then you have, you go down here, you see ChatGPT. You click try ChatGPT, and it will take you through the sign up process, and you can start using it. It's free. Some models are not free, but ChatGPT, we have the GPT-4, which is the new version. This is not included with the free version, but it's basically just faster and can comply. It can use a lot more, the breadth of the literature that it uses compared to the previous ones. For the kind of applications that we want to use it, it's definitely the free version is definitely fine. You can use it easily. So that's where you can go ahead and register. Oops, sorry, I didn't show you there. So you go to openai.com, and then scroll down, you find ChatGPT and click on Try GPT. That's where you can register. Well, Debbie is actually absolutely right. If you write your own content, it's always unique. And it's always best. But it's always a give and take between time and what needs to be done. So ChatGPT can give you a lot of ideas. It can even start you off, and then obviously, as I mentioned, it's not always dead on. So you can change it a little bit, and you can make it better, and then posting it on your platform. So one of the areas that I mentioned that you could definitely use to post. Let me remove this here so that we can see the screen is the news and blogs. So you want to create a blog post, you go ahead and click on add new, and then you use your chat GPT to create your content, you fine tune it, and then you just use it here. So it's a great tool for you to get the most of the work done, and then you just fine tune things and then take out a few things. So for example, the chat GPT might refer to some websites or some other realtors that you might not want to mention on your version of it. So you just, remove things and fine tune it, and then make it available here. So this is one of the areas that you can use in Remarketer. You can even use it for responses. What would be a good tagline to include on a landing page for a specific reason? So all of those things can be asked from ChatGPT as well, and it gives you a lot of ideas, and you could really use those ideas. It's easy to sit down and go back and forth for a few minutes with ChatGPT and get really some really good ideas for content, if you want to say. So for example, if I'm doing a landing page and my custom pages, and I want to create a landing page for us, let's say for a certain neighborhood with certain properties to show, etc. I can ask ChatGPT, what would be a good one paragraph description for a landing page to encourage the reader to subscribe for listings, for example. So these are the kind of things, and it gives you the literature, and then you can play with it and utilize it in your content there. So blogs, custom pages, for your MLS listing descriptions, all of those things are things that you could definitely use as tools here. Okay. So yes, you can't copy from, let's say, Globe and Mail. It's copyright. But if you're using ChatGPT to rewrite something, it's not the same wordings anymore. It's still best if you refer to the original document. But I mean, try to deviate it as much as possible. And you can really do that with ChatGPT as well. It is, at the beginning of my conversation, I mentioned that it's really difficult for, lawmakers to keep up with this stuff anymore. So it definitely is a gray area. They recently released something that is really, really interesting. Go ahead and search for this. AI generated break and weekend song. So basically, there's this guy. What's it called? I forgot the name of the guy, but what he actually did is that he went ahead and created a song using voice that sounds like Drake and Weekend that's generated by AI, a song that's generated by AI, and a tune that's generated by AI. And it's killing it. It's interesting. Search for this and listen to it. It's you feel like it's actually Drake singing. So is that illegal or legal? So these are all up to debate now, but it's absolutely correct. Whenever it's your own words, it's your own words and perfect. But ChatGPT is there to give you a lot of the context. So anything that's regenerated by ChatGPT that's far enough from the actual thing is not deemed that the actual, at least the casual sense of infringement that we used to look at. Students are now using it to create essays and write essays in minutes rather than weeks. So it is definitely creating a shift. Let's see. Another question is from K-Team. I have a question. Sometimes when we start a new chat, it says, as my training data only goes up to September 2021. So yeah, you are correct. Basically, the training is based on text, a lot of it, up to 2021. They will definitely update that, and they will provide more up-to-date information. But you don't, I mentioned again at the very beginning, it's not a search engine. It's not supposed to go out there and find information for you. What you can do is that you can give it the information. It could be an article, and then have it write the market report. Another thing that you could do is that you could just take the numbers. So you have the numbers, right? So that's the average price. This is this, that's that. Just throw it out there. So say, okay, so tell ChatGPT to write a market report post for me in 3 paragraphs. Use this data and just dump it in, and it will start writing things for you and making it sound right. So instead of you writing the market report and spending hours on creating the right script, it'll actually do it for you in a matter of minutes. So it'll just take you 2 minutes to create that. So yeah, it doesn't have the market statistics available to it as part of the trained data, but you can give it the content and then ask it to create the literature for you. Again, remember, don't think of ChatGPT as a search engine. It's not. If you ask it to give you advice, it will give you advice, and it will write it so confidently that you take it as a fact, but it's not always a fact. It's trained to write, it's trained to speak, and it's trained to always give you a confident answer. So you might ask it, right, for example, there are people you can see the samples of this available as well on the internet. There are people who try to mess with it, like saying what's 2 plus 2, and then it says it's 4, and then you say, no, my wife is always right and she says it's 5, and then ChatGPT changes its opinion and says, well, so if you say so, it's 5. Right? So that's how ChatGPT is trained to work. It's trained to give you results in terms of language, and it does that really perfectly. But it's not the person who does your calculations for you. It's not the system that can do your taxes for you. It can give you a lot of, if you want to write a letter to the CRA explaining something, it can definitely help you do that. You tell it what to write, and it will write it for you in a as if a lawyer had drafted it for you. So it can do these kind of things. It can write it in the voice of the Shakespeare, as you saw a little bit earlier here as well. So for your case here, give it the content, give it the statistics, and then it will write it for you. All right, so the next question is from Jack Deep. Thanks, Jack Deep, for being with us. Do you foresee any other application other than writing content? For example, how about using ChatGPT for autoresponder? Absolutely, yeah. So basically, as I mentioned, we have a lot of cool ideas, and that is one of the things that we would definitely be developing using ChatGPT. So it has the ability for conversations. So as long as we provide it with the right content and the right information to provide as part of the conversation that's going on, ChatGPT is definitely one of the applications for ChatGPT is definitely autoresponders. And chatbots are now developed very differently using this technology. Not only ChatGPT, there are many other similar technologies available out there as well that are more specifically designed for specific work, for example. So ChatGPT is very general. That's what makes it very applicable to everyone pretty much, and that's why it has a really wide user base. But there are a lot of other tools out there that are trained on specific content, and they're more accurate in terms of that. But anyways, definitely those are all other applications for this. If you're familiar with Khan Academy, for example, so Khan Academy is a very well-known online training platform for school kids and university students, etc. So it has all sorts of topics. So they have now started implementing this into their platform in order to create tutoring, to automate tutoring on their platform. That's crazy. That's great, and that is one of the many applications that you can think of when it comes to Chat GPT. So yeah, absolutely, that is definitely one of the outcomes. So Kelly, for that application that I showed you, you don't need to sign up for ChatGPT. We actually create the system using our connections with the platform to create those content and any services that we provide through a remarketer. And as I mentioned, there's going to be more of it in the future. You won't need to have a registration with ChatGPT. You can just go in and use it with remarketer. If you want to use ChatGPT for yourself, you can obviously go ahead and register. At least it's free now, and use it. Otherwise, anything that we provide to you is available there. No need for you to register for ChatGPT to use that. All right, so I think that concludes it. Again, if you have any further questions, send them over to us and we will definitely get back to you. I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope we have more of this. It's quite exciting for me as well. So we have more content, well, basically tools and services that we can provide to you to make this platform a more innovative platform for you, to make you even more competitively advanced in the market. If you have any ideas, let us know. We'd be happy to hear from you. If you have any questions, let us know. And I'll see you again next week, same time, same place.